Alright, and we are here with the beginning of our best of 3 match. Our first best of 3 draft league match. We've got the purple team and the orange team. We're looking to see what they are going to be locked in on this ban phase, and it looks like we're going to get a pretty targeted ban with Blissey being taken away from Ryan. The left side, we don't exactly have a ban locked in yet, and it looks like it's going to end up being Delphox. Oh, and they go right after Toxic with the targeted ban. Ryan's going to be first picking this Eldegoss almost assuredly. Or they're going to pick someone to trade it down. Or is he going to grab the Lapras to trade? Oh, and he locks into the Comfey. Quite an interesting pick to start out here. So Rolo could have the opportunity to lock into his Inteleon here. Charles is going to have the option for a couple different support options. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Hoopa. Oh, but Rolo might be going for this Scizor instead, and we'll have a Scizor. Are we going to switch it to the Clefable? Let's see what he's going to lock into. No, we'll get the Scizor and the Lapras. Lapras is going to be traded down probably to Toxic. And we'll get Radial locking into the Zacian with Water locking into the Slowbro. That is going to be a powerful front line with Comfey, but we'll see what they're going to be able to use to exploit it. Raz and Tay are going to be locking in here. Toxic's going to be trading into that Lapras almost certainly. Raz will go with the Guru. Will have a powerful double defender comp. Tay's going to have to pick a jungle option. The Urshifu would make a lot of sense, so would a Zoroark in this situation. But we are going to see the Urshifu. This team really needs a powerful mage that Charles will be playing, but he's probably going to be stuck on a support option, so there might not be a lot of distance here. Emboss on the Sylveon and Inferno Flame taking the Garchomp. And Toxic's going to lock into this Hoopa, and we're going to have a very melee-heavy comp on both sides, with the most range being that Sylveon. So this game's going to be up close and personal for the duration. So looking at final preparation, seeing the items as they are getting locked in. We see stacking items on the Lapras, Urshifu, and Scizor on the right. On the left, the stackers are just going to be that Sylveon. I like the stacking Sylveon set, although eject button over X speed makes me think he's going to be going for the Mystical Fire set, which I don't necessarily agree with. I think the Hyper Voice set would be better in this situation. But let's go ahead and dive on into it. I'm not sure whose team comp I favor here, but Comfey Zacian is going to be hard to deal with, or Comfey Garchomp if Flame can get it online. However, Tay, Charles, and Rolo with that Hoopa, Scizor, and Urshifu, if they aren't able to keep space and they can get ahead on levels, this is going to be a big issue for that top team as well. So let's go ahead and dive on into this match where the double defender, they don't really have anything to keep peeled off of, so they can both play a more aggressive defender build. And let's take a look at what we are working with. Alright, so we've got the Comfey going on the Gibble in the center lane to help with the farm. No, the Comfey's put the Slow Smoke down and is rotating bottom. It seems like an early mistake. We have the Emboss is not in the game currently. We have the Slowpoke going up top. Toxic's going to get some free stacks in. We've got some skirmishers coming in at the bottom here, with Radial getting pushed back by Raz and Charles. Ryan's going to help out, and he's going to put the Comfey on top right there. We've got Toxic and Rolo, who are both going to be looking to stack, and because they just have Water alone up top, because it looks like Emboss has DC'd or something, they're both going to be able to get some stacks in. Although Rolo has a lot, and he's able to get the 21 points in. H2O is going to get pushed out here, and they're going to get a lot of neutral stacks, but here comes their jungle, and Tay has just finished up his rotation as well. It's a bit on the slow side. Ryan is going to be buffing up this Zacian, so it's going to be an issue, and then we could see a big engage down here on these And we've got the Urshifu coming in with the big engage, and it takes down the Zacian immediately, and that's a team wipe with some stacks going in on the bottom side and a big score. Up top, Emboss is finally connected, and we've got 3 up top pushing Toxic out, but no, they go for the score instead of finishing them off, and that's going to cost them their Garchomp as well. Are they going to be able to pick up enough neutral farm to catch up in this game? And we seem to have a disengage happening. Right now we've just got Raz alone on the bottom lane against... Charles seems to have disconnected. No, he is still in the game. We've got 3 on the bottom lane now, and the Urshifu should be rotating into this middle section, and we're going to have a big fight here for these middle birds. We've got the Slowbro coming in, we've got the Sylveon coming in, we've got the Urshifu and the Scizor already here. And the Hyper Voice is going to be a big Hyper Voice getting out, but the Slowbro is not providing enough peel, and the Sylveon's going to be taken down. No, it gets out with that eject button. Thinking about going back in, that's a big risk in front of this Urshifu. Good coverage with the Surf there. And at the bottom, we've got the Orange team that's going to be looking to make this counter push if this Urshifu can get in with a big hit, and it's messing up this Zacian. Zacian's going to get to the berry, it's going to get the second berry. No, it doesn't get the second berry, and that's going to be another team wipe on the bottom for a nice setup. Those birds are going to be very, very free. Lapras is just respawning. This Sliggoo is positioning very aggressively. It might be taking this Baltoy. This should be enough for it to evolve into a Goodra. We've got a Unite move ready on this Urshifu, and the Orange team should be coming down any second now. The Orange team is coming down except for the Lapras, which is just providing enough pressure, and we've got all teams collapsing at the bottom, but the Orange team is in great position. Radial is looking to come in with the Zacian to try and get a big steal, and he can't quite get it, and it's going to cost him. So Orange team going to try to push this advantage into the face of this team. Oh, that's a big peel from that Surf. Is that going to be enough to let this Sylveon go off? If they all come back, this could be an issue. And it looks like a rotation top is happening. Orange team has the ability to invade Purple team's jungle currently. And Rouse on the dude just going to be taking it. We've got Rolo getting some stacks in, boosting up as well. We've got birds that have spawned here. No one is going for it currently as they're rotating top and bottom. And now the blue team is positioned for this Alecki. We've got Toxic diving in to try and make some issues. Charles is setting up around it. And the blue team is going to be able to get it. Toxic's going to go down. This is going to be a big flip. No, Toxic is able to get out. Is Rolo going to be able to get out of that as well? No, he does not take the portal out. Orange team should be able to defend this, but they are looking pretty aggressive, and that Lapras almost goes down to the Hyper Voice, but is just able to escape again, and the Hoop is able to get to the big reset. Tay overdives it and gets taken down. This Sylveon is putting out some big damage numbers currently. The Garchomp is now fully online and coming into this game. They are going to be able to take out this Regieleki without too much more problem. These middle birds have been up for a considerable amount of time. Radial is getting some farm in, but he is still only level 8. Taking a look at the level advantage, Orange team is actually going to be pushing here, and they are able to box him out. The Comfey is able to escape, but we have 3 Pokemon that are level 10 on the Orange team, whereas we only have 1 on the Purple team, and it is that Sylveon, and Tay is just taking up over to level 11. There's going to be an opportunity for a big overcap here, but we have a considerable lead for our Orange team currently. There is so much farm on the field for both of these teams, but Orange is setting up for the big fight around here. Oh, and Emboss overdives it. He is going to get absolutely punished. They all five are chasing Emboss. And then they are just going to be able to collapse on this Reggie. Radial is again coming in looking for a potential steal. And he's just out of range and gets taken out immediately. Charles is in a bit of trouble. He's going to be able to get that big reset. Garchomp is farming up. But the Goodra and the Urshifu are both level 11 already. The Zacian still being level 9 is going to be a big issue because that is only on pace with this Comfey. Orange team's trying to push this, and there's a big slow beam that came out, but it might not be enough. Rolo peeled back a bit early, and there is no Comfey here. If they can get on the base to defend this successfully, they might be able to catch Raz out here, and that's going to be a lot of catch-up experience if they take him out. It's a big attack off, and he's able to Unite move and get out of there. No, he takes down the Zacian, and he does get out. Barely because of the Hoop portal. Hoop is going to take him all the way to the top, and they're going to get this Regieleki for free. Farm is still up considerably on the left side of the map. Right side of the map is pretty clear at this point. Orange team does, of course, have the level lead. Tay is 2 levels bigger than everything else. Gudra and Scizor both out-level everything, and now Gudra is 2 levels bigger than everything else. Raz is going to be an absolute unit to take down, but if they can catch him here, this is going to be a huge amount of catch-up experience. And it ticks over the Garchomp and the Sylveon with level 11 immediately. Looking at the bottom, Taya's going to drop in 50 here. And yes, does get the 50 off for the break. The middle goal is completely exposed. With the Hoopa, they could actually, in the last fight, if the other team is positioning around this Ray fight, just Hoopa everyone into this middle goal to win the game. We have 1 minute left till Ray. This last objective down here is still going to be absolutely rippable. And with this last objective, levels are evening out slightly, but that Zacian is still very behind. The Comfey makes sense, but the Comfey is now out-leveling the Zacian. The Zacian really needs to get farmed up. It ticks over to 11, but is still behind everything but the Lapras and the Hoopa on the right side team. Looks like we got 2 things up top, finishing up some farm here. Are they going to be positioned? This blue team will have the ability to crash down and rip because they do have a numbers advantage in this area right now. And they're getting pushed back by what looks like just 2 or 3 Pokemon currently. And that Gudra's going to get set up as well. Gudra's been caught in levels. Oh, and that is a big catch on Rolo. Rolo's going to get taken down, and this could be the opening that the blue team is looking for. He wasn't able to peel in time, but he does get the KO on that Zacian before going down. We've got a big fight. We've got the big Garchomp Unite and the huge reset to dodge that Garchomp Unite as well. The Hoopa is almost going to be going down. The Hoopa Unite is up. Hoopa should be getting a Unite move up pretty soon. And here is the Hoopa Unite. Is Toxic going to go down? Toxic goes down. No, Toxic is able to get out. And they are able to take down that Sylveon. Urshifu is 2 levels above everyone. Toxic should be going back to heal. Toxic just goes down. Rolo is diving in. Taya's diving in. He's able to take down the Zacian again. And there are 3 down on the left, 2 down on the right. That Urshifu is absolutely hunting currently. And they're going to be resetting to defend this. The Hoopa should be coming back pretty safely. And with over a 200-point lead, the left-hand team definitely needs to try to rip this Rayquaza. I don't know if they have the ability to do it currently. It's a big catch on Rolo, but they aren't able to take advantage of it. Rolo should be able to get shields up with these bullet punches, and he's just going to dive on Emboss. Emboss is going to get taken down. Without that Sylveon, they're really going to struggle with the rip, and the Zacian is down once again. We're going to get a huge reset here, and they'll be able to defend this comfortably. We're going to see the Hoopa peeling down. No, nothing's peeling down. Hoopa's peeling down to defend the bottom goal. They are collapsing a bit aggressively this way. If there was some back-cap action going on up top, that could be an issue if this game was a bit closer. But their lead is big enough that they can defend this very comfortably right now. Rolo is just going to be diving in on water. Raidle's going to come in, and this 2v1, I don't even know with this level advantage. Yeah, I still favor the Scizor in this position. And we are getting set up for the end of this game. It was a pretty dominating showing by the orange team throughout. They have a huge level lead that they were able to leverage. I really think Radio needs to be pumping up these levels in this next game if he's going to be playing a level hungry character like that. But let's go ahead and get them switched up, and we will see what happens in game number 2. And we are back into game number 2. The right team is now on the left. The left team is now on the right. We've got the left side team that is up 1-0 currently in this best of 3 set, and they are looking to ban that Bellissi away from Ryan again. On the right, they are looking at banning the Scizor out. That is a very aggressive ban. Scizor getting banned out from Rolo. So, with these bans, I would expect this Inteleon could be going first, or it could be the Alolan Ninetales that goes first if Rolo's going to stick with his pick. But he's going to be picking Clefable for Charles? No. He is all over the place. What's he going with? And he's just going to go with the Lapras. Toxic will probably take the Lapras on that team. then we will see Ryan and Radial picking up the Comfey again, and oh no, they are picking the Hoopa, so he will not have access to the Hoopa, and we are going to see the Venusaur come out in this game. Very different team comp coming out from the right-hand team as opposed to the previous game where they will be trying to come back. Tay and Charles. Charles is going to be picking up that Comfey, it looks like. Tay is going to be jungling with the Zoroark. They're going to need some big peel on that team on the right. And Mamoswine is going to be a big first start, and his Emboss is going to be locking into that Sylveon again. This is a much harder comp for the Sylveon, although it is still very good into that Lapras if he can get online. And Rolo's going to be ending up with his Ninetales from Toxic. That's going to be traded in that way. This is looking like it could be an aggressive team, and they're going to go for the Urshifu. Who's going to be jungling with the Urshifu on this team? Or is Urshifu going to be lane, and we're going to see a jungle Venusaur? This will be pretty interesting. I imagine we'll see Toxic picking up the Lapras, Rolo will be picking up that Alolan Ninetales, Raz will stay on the Goodra again. It looks like... Yep, there's the switch we expected there. Looks like Flame is going to stay on the Urshifu. Urshifu versus Zoroark is going to be an interesting jungle battle. And we do have the Comfey and the Hoopa again, with the Blissey Band out. So let's go ahead and dive on into this game. I think with this team comp that Zoroark looks like it's going to be very powerful. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Water to keep that Zoroark peeled as much as possible. And with that double defender build, the Zoroark and Ninetales doing most of the damage, this is going to be a absolutely huge match for this Mamoswine. There's not a lot of dive on the right team except for that Urshifu, which does have a considerable amount of dive, and I imagine we'll be seeing it going into this jungle first. He did take a little bit of that Bunnelby, which I'm not a huge fan of, but we are just going to see the jungle come up. We've got a relatively quick clear coming out of both sides. I do think that this Sylveon Piloswine is going to be pretty big. And Emboss is going to try and put some damage on Toxic. That's probably not the best position. I do like that what Water's doing here, just taking away their farm, because you're probably going to be losing a lot of your farm currently. But Ryan seemed to get last hit on all of those. Toxic is not going to be able to get some stacks. That is... Or no, that's Charles who got last hit. I think that's Charles who got last hit on them. I can't actually see the name. Yes, that was Charles getting last hit on all those. Toxic is not going to get those stacks. That is not great out of him. We do have the Alolan Ninetales almost ready to come up. It should hit A9 with this. Raz getting just enough final hits that it might not have it, but it does get it just in time for this. Radial and Ryan are waiting right here. Flame's jungle clear was pretty slow here, but it looks like he's just going to catch him out. But he misses up on the combo. Raz is able to squeak out a survival. Teo's up top. There's no deaths up here either. The Swinub is going to start letting this Lapras stack up, it looks like. Emboss finally gets the Sylveon. Is it going to be the Hyper Voice again? Is this Hyper Voice just going to start melting this Lapras? It is. But the Slow Smoke is going to keep it alive. Teo's going back through jungle again, and the Urshifu just came top. It's still only level 5. Jungle's getting back up. Probably needs to get back through and clear that again. But the middle is up. Tay is functionally all alone for this. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of experience over to the blue team. Water may have picked that up. Emboss and Water might be able to do this. And yes, that is going to be a huge pick for those two. That was very nice. I do like seeing the Ice Fang come out. I'm gonna see if I can zoom this out at all, because I feel like I should be able to, but I have just not found the way yet. Nope, I will figure that out later. We've got a big fight coming down here at bottom path with M-Boss. M-Boss, okay, it looks like the orange team is coming out ahead of this with Raz and Rolo both going down. Tay is still alive. We got another small fight going up top with Flame and Toxic. That Urshifu's going to have a hard time breaking with Lapras. It's if he's, I believe he's the Parashon build as well. We got a refight coming down on the bottom. And they are going to catch Tay again. Tay is able to potentially get out. No, that is a big Solar Beam from Radial. Water is able to pick up Raz, get him set down. And the orange team is looking pretty good. They've caught up from their early level Slag. And if Radial is able to get to this Venusaur pretty soon and start putting some pressure on with this Solar Beam build, it's going to be a lot. Rolo is able barely... Rolo gets out. Is he going to die to that? No, Rolo gets out barely from that Venusaur. Toxic's going to go down to Flame at the bottom, but Rolo and Raz are going to be able to clean it up. There's a big Solar Beam coming into Rolo. Radial is shooting out these Sludge Bombs, and it looks like we are getting M-Boss stacking for free up top while Tay is getting some farm, and Tay is actually going to be coming up to fight M-Boss. The fight at the bottom is still going on. Rolo is playing very aggressively and is actually going to get punished for it this time. And we do see Ryan getting onto Raz. This is an interesting fight. Sligo's going to go down. It's not a Goodra yet. Can this Lapras make it out? No, this is a big push. And Charles is getting chased down. Is going to get out and is also going to stop this score. They are ripping at the bottom. Is there anyone on the left-hand side who can steal it? Rolo potentially has a chance, but we do see that this Piloswine is zoning them out very effectively. And the right side team is going to secure it. Tay was able to chase down the Sylveon at the bottom, and he's going to be able to drop 13, but we are going to see the bunch coming straight up. And he gets completely out of dodge as the entire team rotates up. That's the power of that Hoopa. There's a lot of farm up on this whole field. Orange team is up by a little bit right now, and they will be securing this Regieleki as well, it looks like, but the Venusaur rotates back down again. In the face of Rolo putting on a lot of pressure, who barely escapes with his life. The blue team is actually going to have the opportunity. Flame gets taken out by Tay. Water is getting chased down by Toxic. A few come through just before the goal breaks. We see a Unite move come out. We see two Unite moves, three Unite moves come out. M-Boss is getting chased down by Toxic. Toxic takes him out. Radial is getting chased by Toxic. Toxic gets out. Tay gets out. And the only fatality there is M-Boss. No, Toxic's going to get caught. Toxic's going to have a hard time escaping out of this one. We'll have another refight up top. Birds are spawning at the middle. We should see Solar Beam come out to confirm most of these. Right there. And blue team has a lead. And they're actually doing pretty decently on levels. They just seem to be out-positioned a lot for a lot of these fights. So blue team has a slight level advantage and a slight point advantage. They're going to lose this Regieleki almost certainly. But if the orange team's farm stays up the way that it is right now, they're going to struggle even if they set up successfully on this bottom one. This is going to be a slow kill for Toxic with that Aleki. He might just want to let it walk in, and he does, and he's rotating all the way to the bottom. No one in orange team is going to be there to score. Tay is getting down to the bottom. This is going to be a big refight. We do see that Flame is clearing jungle one more time. M-Boss is putting up some big numbers with this Sylveon, and we do have the engage here. And the Ice Fang hits the unstoppable Lapras. And we do see Ryan is able to reset. M-Boss doesn't quite catch that reset, but it's going to be able to put some numbers on. Tay is chasing down and is able to pick up the KO on the Hoopa. Tay goes down for his troubles there, and the Venusaur is back. Venusaur is still alive. We've got a barely alive Lapras. We've got a barely alive Urshifu, but we have a... Lapras goes down. Urshifu goes down, Sylveon goes down. We have a big fight coming up and a huge Unite from Rolo. Rolo might be able to clean this up all by himself with one more Blizzard Avalanche, but we've got the Hoopa back. He is able to take that out, and H2O Warrior barely survives. We're going to get a refight on this. Tay is cleaning up his jungle once again. We have actually a bit of a level lead on... We have a complete level tie at this point, actually. No one is ripping this bottom objective. But that is huge damage from Emboss shredding into these tanks, and we do see the Urshifu looks like he's going top for a cap. If this Zoroark catches this Urshifu, this could be a huge issue. Because we are in the final stretch. Positioning here is weird. We've got the Venusaur is way out of position farming, but we might be getting a huge 50 cap by Water at the bottom here, and yes, Water does get the 50 cap in. Orange team is now in the lead. It's going to get back. This Venusaur is not going to be punished because of the Hoopa Unite move. And we have a big fight coming in. Venusaur Unite, Comfey Unite. We've got 2 down on the left side, 1 down on the right side, 3 down on the left side. And it looks like the right-hand team might be pulling the comeback in this game. We've got a big 2KO streak from Rolo on that Alolan Ninetales, and Raz is surviving still. Raz is going to be able to get them into a refight despite going down there, and the Urshifu goes down. Gudra will be coming back pretty soon, but Tay is going to be coming back in soon with Orion as well. We've got the Hoopa and the Venusaur coming in. We've got the Sylveon coming in, and we're going to have a big refight in front of this Ray. They are slowly ripping, and is Radial going to get caught out by Tay here? Yes. Radial goes down to Tay, and now the Ninetales goes down as well. Toxic is going to try and keep some space here. They're looking at ripping, but I don't think they'll have time to rip this because of this fight going on. Ryan is going to catch that reset. No, Ryan gets taken out by Tay, and the healer advantage is now with the left-hand team. Left-hand team is down by less than 100 points. A single max cap is going to be enough here. Toxic is trying to survive, but no, it's taken down by Emboss. We've got a big fight going on in this Ray pit right now, and the right-hand team is getting the best of it. Tay is going to try and survive, try and get the steal right here. If Tay is able to pick up the steal, he might be able to bring it back. And there's 15 seconds left. Is Tay going to be able to drop this 100 points? Will there be another score from the right-hand team? Tay is zooming in. He is going to get that 100 in. I believe this is going to put the right-hand team just in the lead. Left-hand team just in the lead. Is the right-hand team going to be able to come back at all? This was an absolute nail-biter of a game. Is this going to be a 2-0 win for Tay's team, or is this going to be going to a decisive Game 3? I believe this is going to be a 7-point win for Tay's team, and it is that big cap at the end with that Ray steal. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be having some more Unite matches in the future. Let's take a quick look at this battle data, and we have a huge game from Rolo and Radial out of this one, but it's going to be Tay with the steal who ends up as the MVP of this game.